My biggest goal in life is to eradicate fear. I have had self doubt my entire life. I remember being a child and having a grand idea. I'm going to save the world. I'm going to buy you a house. And the adults in my life would just look at me and laugh. And I don't know, that was very heartbreaking. Sometimes the people closest to us are the people that break us down the most. Words are very hurtful or they're very inspiring. There is no in between. You either build up or destroy somebody with your words. A lot of times we experience self-doubt because we are programmed not to believe in ourselves. Think about it. When you tell your best friend or maybe a family member about a new idea you have, the first thing they say is, I don't know about that. And it's like, all you had to do was say, oh, cool, how can I help you? That would be nice, but that's not the reality most of the time. So then what are we left with? We get left with a negative inner dialogue because we repeat to ourselves what people say to us about ourselves. You follow me? When someone tells you that you're not good enough or that you don't have the ability to do something, eventually, not only do you start to believe it, but you start to talk to yourself like that inside of your head. Think about it. When you make a mistake, are you like, damn, yo, you so stupid? Or are you like, that's okay, you can do better? What do you do in your head? How do you talk to yourself when you make a mistake? I am completely committed to healing myself and my children from our childhood trauma. When you look at repeating behavioral patterns, they're usually connected with childhood experiences, right? Addictions, obsessions, all types of stuff. You can always trace it back to your childhood trauma. So I have committed my life to healing myself and my children from our trauma so that they can have healthy relationships and communicate and have enough belief in self to reach their goals. This is necessary. It's a detox. It's a negativity detox. Because in order to get rid of all that pent-up negativity that has been poured into us from other people because of their own trauma, we really have to develop new skills to cope with the trauma that we've already been through and then be able to heal ourselves from said trauma. And one of those skills that we need to learn how to develop is inner communication with self. How are you talking to yourself when you make a mistake, when you're afraid, or when you just make a bad decision? Celebrating wins. Telling yourself that you are worthy even when you are mistaken. I like to give myself challenges so that I can learn new concepts. Learning something and then applying it are two different skill sets. So what I challenged myself to do was to be more aware of my inner dialogue. What are you saying to yourself when things go awry? Are you patient? Are you kind? These are things that will translate to your outer world as well. Because if you're being more graceful with yourself, you'll definitely be more graceful and patient with others. Right? This is key, especially as we try to set a good example for our children who we also want to heal. As I move on forward through this healing series, I'm going to talk about non-reactive parenting, about communication skills, all types of stuff that I believe addresses a lot of common issues in families today, especially for people that have mental health issues raising children, which is something that I can relate to because I've been raising children for 20 years. So the takeaway from this episode of Fury World is this. How are you speaking to yourself when negative things happen? Are you comforting? Are you supportive? Are you telling yourself that things will be okay and that things will turn around? Just make sure you're offering yourself more support and that you're not being too hard on yourself. We are the only ones that we have ultimately to depend on, us in spirit. Pretty much all of our relationships, people depend on us to give them love, to give them attention, to give them nourishment. So when you're in a leadership position, you have to learn how to nourish yourself because it's not going to come from anywhere else, honestly. You have to learn how to be your biggest support system. I have honestly become my own best friend. I spend a lot of time with myself. I cook for myself. I take myself on dates. I go for a walk and buy snacks from the dollar store. But the point is, before you're concerned with jumping into a relationship, and this is just how I feel for my own life, I want to have a deeper relationship with myself and with spirit so that I know that who I am and that I've spent enough time healing my family. And moving forward, anyone else that comes into our family will be a benefit, and we won't be a burden to them, they won't be a burden to us, and everybody can be nice and healthy and we can grow together. So thank you so much for coming back to my channel. We're going to do a lot more with this series as we go even deeper into how we can be better parents and calmer people. I love you. Have a great day.